Alrighty, everyone. So we've covered a lot of ground as far as where you can hunt for public land opportunities, as well as how to go hunting for your private land opportunities. But we're going to start rounding down to acquiring your licenses and permits. And I mentioned earlier in this video that obtaining your hunter safety is really imperative. However, there are some workarounds. So if you go to the hunting tab and go to hunter safety, you can see that it mentions here that anybody 16 and older must have a hunter safety course before purchasing a license. However, there is a deferral from the hunter safety course that you can acquire. And this is going to be for, if you want to bring a friend with you to go hunting, they can fill out some paperwork to be able to showcase that they're hunting with somebody that does have their hunter safety course. So if you want to bring somebody, you can request a deferral, but I would strongly recommend for anyone that really wants to get into hunting to complete this. And honestly, if you're going to go take somebody out in the woods, it's a good idea to have their hunter safety education. So there's a lot of information here you can click into to learn a little bit more as far as education opportunities. But the most helpful that I found is going back to the hunting page and clicking here to the hunter safety course. If you scroll down, they'll provide the online courses and field day options, and most of them do have a cost, but there's two sections of it. There is the online course, and then you also have to go to a shooting range to make sure that you're proficient. And so this is where you can go ahead and complete those. And then once you have that completed, you'll be able to upload it into your Go Out Outdoor Florida account and start purchasing your hunting license. Now, one other note I will mention as well is if you are from another state and have completed your online hunting course, like I completed mine in Oregon, you can also make sure to note that in the portal as well. The last thing that I'll cover before going over to licensing and permits and drawing for quota hunts is the public ranges that I was talking about that are managed by FWC. So you can click into here at the bottom under the hunting section, and you can see in the red dots, these are all available hunting ranges, and you can see what is available, and you know that they're supervised. So this is a great way for beginners as well as those with youth to go to. And as you can see, there's quite a few available. So let's move to the licenses and permits. Under this tab, there's two areas that are going to be important for you to know. So number one is ordering a recreational license, which we'll go to in a minute. But first and foremost, the limited entry and quota permits will show you how this system works. So again, quota hunts are giving people the option to hunt at WMA before other people, or some WMAs only allow quota hunted hunters to be able to go out there. So that way they can manage how many hunters are on certain areas. So some WMAs are going to be more desirable than others, as you'll see, or certain hunting opportunities will be. So you can apply for these, and they do a lottery draw that is based around preference points. So preference points, as you can click here, basically allow you to stack the odds in your favor. So they don't guarantee you success, but if you have more preference points, the more likely you are to acquire a certain hunt. And if you are unsuccessful in a certain phase, like let's say phase one archery, I apply for some areas and I'm not awarded them, you'll get a preference point. So that way, the next time you apply, you'll have a little bit more odds in your favor so you can be able to stack them. Now, if you would like to as well, you can also forego your option to apply for WMAs to stack up your preference points. So if you are really wanting to hunt a certain area, you can go ahead and forego that hunt and just stack the deck on your preference points. Now, there's some more information here you can look onto, but this is how they do that drawing. So again, you can either apply as a group or an individual. I recommend applying as an individual. Typically, they'll provide you an opportunity to hunt with one or two other people. But again, if you want to do that with people, you can as well. Now, another good piece of information to learn are the application periods. So if you click into here, you can see there's a lot of different hunting opportunities available. Now, I will say first and foremost, when it comes to alligator hunts, this is a completely separate topic. They don't have preference points. It's a complete random draw. But if you go over to the quota hunt permits here, this is when you can start applying for your quotas and know when these phases are going to happen. Now, just because you aren't issued a permit during a phase, they do have the option for reissue applications. So sometimes if you go into the app, you can see that hunters may not be able to hunt a certain quota, so they'll return it, and it opens the door to be able to apply for those applications. And so it goes into another draw. Moving over to ordering recreational licenses and going to apply for these quotas, there are a few ways you can do this. For purchasing license, you can go to tax collectors' offices. You can also call these numbers, etc. But I highly recommend just clicking the website here. So once you are on the main website of gooutdoorsflorida.com, you can click up here in the left corner. You can also access this on your mobile phone. They actually have an app in the store that's easy to use, and then you can log in. Now, to know if you have an account, if you have ever purchased a license before at Walmart in the past, you have an account. If you've never purchased any licenses in Florida, you're going to need to create a new account. Once you log into your account, you'll see at the very top there are 4 options to be able to choose from. The far left, this is where you'll purchase your licenses. The next to it on the report harvest, this is where you will harvest certain game species that need to be reported. Then you'll have your apply for limited entry and quota permits. This will also include your reissues. And then on the far right is going to be your leftover permits. So if there are some permits that were not drawn because there's excess, this is where you can do that. So once you pull up the limited entry quota applications, this screen will pop up. Now, because we're in the heart of phase 1, you can see there is a ton of options available. Now, over here to the right, these are ones I've already applied to. So I'm going to use the Wild Hog phase 1 as an example. Once you select the hunt that you want to apply for, you can see that you have some additional options here. So you can apply as an individual, create a group, join a group, or you can apply for points only. So again, if you want to start stacking your deck, you can just apply for points only. I'm going to apply as an individual. So now that I've clicked apply as an individual, I can see that I have multiple choices to choose from. So under here, I'm going to put my number 1 choice all the way down to my 5th. Now note that you don't have to fill all of these out. So if you are dead set on a certain WMA and you don't want to be drawn for something in case if you aren't drawn it, you're given preference points, it's always a good option to know what you want to do before you apply. So that way you can set yourself up. Now I'm going to take a look here and just choose the Rich Lombard unit as my number 1. It'll show you the hunt dates here that it is available to you. So if this date does not align with your schedule, don't apply so that way other people can have the option to hunt it. Once I click next, you'll see that this was going to list your order. So for this hunt, you can see that my preference points are 1 for this. These are my choices. It's going to show me my dates. And so you can hit finish and check out and just go ahead and close this up, or you can hit submit and apply for another application if you have multiple you want to go through. So that way it's a little less tedious. When you are ready to process your final order, you'll see here that you have to click 2 sections. Now, if you go to the far right, it'll say amount due. Most of these applications are free. However, there are some quotas out there that will have an application fee. So even if you apply for it, you will have to pay for that regardless if you're awarded it. And then for some, they will have a fee for if you are awarded that. Most of it will be more for national wildlife refuges, but just always make sure to check the top right corner in case you're only looking for free hunting opportunities to apply for. So overall, that is the process for, again, all the online research that you need to do, being able to purchase the licenses you need, and acquiring the quota hunts that you might want for going out and hunting in public land. I hope that this video was very informative and helped showcase the process. Like I said, there's a ton more resources out there that I didn't cover just because I wanted this video to be a reasonable length. So again, if you have any questions, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Always happy to take a look here and hope this was overall helpful. If you have a second, would love for you to be able to click that subscribe button. Thank you for coming again to Coast, and we'll have some more videos out here shortly. Thank you.